Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And yes, I'm wearing all this bling like Mr. T. I pity the fool that said I ain't never want to meet. So let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing, work on skilling on my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about the video that Jerry Ward made about me. Of course, he said he refused to say my name in it, but he made it very clear who it was, and everyone said my name in the comments. It was pretty obvious that no one in the comments section felt he was talking about anybody but me. Now, he made some crazy claims, and here's the thing, guys. When you're going to talk about people, I'll give you guys a pro tip. When I say stuff, there at least appears to be some substance to it. Meaning, what I say about people isn't always stuff that they could just immediately disprove. All right, like, I don't say Cali Muscle weighs 500 pounds and is 60% body fat, because it's pretty obvious he could show us he's not. He can step on a scale, problem solved. You know, you don't make silly claims that can be disproven. All right, that's not a proper insult. When you insult somebody, there needs to be an element of truth to it. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Like, you can't diss someone with something that's just nonsense and made up that can't be true. Right? They can't possibly be true, or that has no basis in evidence, like no basis in reality at all. Like when I make fun of Jerry Ward, when I say things like I think he's fallen off the wagon, that's not an arbitrary statement. All right, this is someone with an admitted, self-admitted history of substance abuse who has admitted addiction to multiple narcotics. Right? Multiple narcotics. He's talked about it in war stories, talked about the fact that he even stole from his parents as an addict at one point, things like that. All right, we already know, okay, this person has an addiction. Addicts relapse sometimes, okay? We know he still uses, from evidence that I presented before that he sent me and didn't deny it, he still uses a fair amount of injectable anabolic drugs. Self-admitted. His behavior has become crazier and erratic, which is, again, what you would expect of maybe an addict who may have relapsed, okay? Again, perfect example, him insulting me and can't even remember what I've competed in or not. He can't even remember, so he just kind of makes it up. Kind of makes it up. He forgets that he was actually on my private friends list at one time and congratulated me and liked a video of me getting awards and winning medals. So it's like he can't remember that. Totally forgot it. Again, erratic behavior. And the fact that he's starting to look like a ugly avocado, had sex with an older, uglier avocado. That's what he's starting to look like. Look at his skin and face these days, his head. He's aged like 10 years in the last year on YouTube. Again, not a baseless claim to say, hey, this guy might have fallen back off the wagon. Right? It's not a far out statement to make. But you know what he tried to say, and he's tried to talk about videos I've made where I give advice on injury prevention. I talk to guys, look, you don't want to listen to certain people. And he tried to convolute it, and we'll get to that in a minute. Instead of saying, hey, he might be right on some of this injury prevention, might be a good idea, even if I hate this guy, even if I think he's wrong on everything else in the world, maybe you guys should follow some of that advice. Right? He can't even say that. Can't even say that. But he won't refute any of it either, anything I said there. Instead, he says this guy has never competed at a regional level or a national level or coached anyone or helped anyone who has. Only regional you guys have seen me go to, I won a gold medal at. I took first place, right? Remember that? First place, gold medal. Won my class. Also was the highest ranked out of all the heavyweights. The guy who won first in the overall in a different weight class, good personal friend of mine. We trained together for the meet. He took first place. He went to Worlds and won a gold medal at Worlds. International meet, which was nationals, but was also an international invite. See this? International written right there. Bronze medal. You guys remember award ceremony, Alan Collins putting this around my neck, and anyone who's a power lifter knows who Alan Collins is. Everyone who's a power lifter knows who Alan Collins is. If you ever competed anywhere in Europe, you know who he is. So he lied and put a fake medal around my neck. I don't know. I don't think you'd go tell that man that to his face. He's You've got some pretty interesting connections. I don't know if I'd go there. But the fact of the matter is to just stand there and say that, well, about all this, I got invited to Worlds. You guys saying I paid, like, did I have enough money to convince the WPC to give me a Worlds, an official Worlds invite that they mailed to me, that they also had me on their list that year of an invitee? Invited to Worlds after taking this medal at Nationals. 13 guys were invited and entered for my class. 13 guys at an invite-only meet. I took a bronze. Got invited to Worlds. Well, you think I paid them or something to give me a fake invite? It's about as official as it gets. Same thing. He's like, you're 500-pound deadlift. Well, I know guys who rep 500 pounds. Well, I rep 500 pounds for high reps on camera. What are you talking about? Are we getting my squat and deadlift confused? Again, guy might have fallen off the wagon. He doesn't know the difference between a squat and a deadlift. Yes, I've squatted 508 raw on camera a few times. 508 on camera, on YouTube. No wraps, no sleeves. I was wearing a belt though. You do know most people deadlift more than they squat, right? The 500-pound deadlift you're thinking of was me doing it for reps to celebrate turning 40. I was turning 40 and I wanted to see how many reps I could do with good form, without technique breaking down, without failing, with 500 pounds, without belt, without wrist straps, any of that, wearing work boots. So I'm elevated off the floor. That's what I was training in at the time. I wanted to see what I could do. So I turned the camera on, put 500 pounds on it, repped it out. I got to 7 reps and said, you know what, I don't care if I can do any more, I'm done. That's good enough. 2 weeks later, I threw 535 on and did 5 reps with that in the same way. Wearing boots, no belt, no straps. So where do you take 535 for 5 rep sets and come up with 500 pounds? I don't know, Jerry, can you lift 500 pounds? Can you deadlift 500 pounds for reps? Come on, what are you talking about? Why would you say a person has a 500-pound deadlift when you see them rep that out on work sets? When you see them do work sets for reps higher than that? Like, that's just absurd. Again, absurdity. But let's talk about the point of saying, well, you know, all elite level lifters get injured because everyone that we're teaching here on YouTube is an elite level lifter. Does anyone out there honestly think YouTube channels are created to help the elite level lifter? No, we're to help everybody. We're to teach everyone how to get better, get stronger, get fitter, and not get hurt. That's the point. If that's not why you're teaching people on YouTube, you need to get off here. And talking about athletes being hurt in competition versus being hurt at training. I'm talking about people who get hurt in training. No, it's rare. You don't see elite level athletes get hurt in training that often. They get hurt in competition, but if you're getting hurt in training, you're doing something wrong. If you've had 3 major injuries in the gym, not in a competition, yeah, football players get hurt on the playing field. Olympic athletes get hurt at the Olympics. Power lifters get hurt in competition. But if you've been injured 3 or 4 times in the gym, if you're herniating discs in the gym, you're tearing hamstrings in the gym, you're tearing biceps in the gym, and you still don't know what's causing it, you probably don't need to be giving people advice. I've torn a bicep and I told people what caused it. I did it one time. What year was that? 2004? Jesus, 13 years ago? 13 years ago. I tore my bicep, and you know what? I was an idiot when I did it. See, I don't make excuses like other people. Well, because I train so hard. No, you train like an idiot. That's why you get hurt. I got hurt because I was training like a brain-dead moron who shouldn't have been giving advice to anyone else at that time so they don't get hurt like me. I learned a lesson 13 years ago, not to train like a moron. And people who are getting hurt in the gym are morons, and people should not be getting advice from them. Elite athletes get hurt in competition. That happens. That's life. But if you're getting hurt at a training camp, You're needing to have surgeries because of injuries you're getting in training and practice from working out in the gym? Seriously? You want to listen to people who are doing that? And furthermore, how many people that any of us are talking to and teaching are going to be elite athletes? Sure, a lot of them might be high school guys who are going to go on and get their scholarship. You really think that we're talking to tens of thousands of elite athletes? That's our audience? How delusional are you? How delusional are you? You know what? I bet no more than about 20 or 30 of my subscribers are probably going to be elite level athletes ever. And that's okay. And the ones that are, more power to them. You guys have become elite level athletes. That's awesome. That's amazing. I'm glad to have you as a follower. But the other 99.9% of you, they're out there just trying to get stronger. Maybe they're trying to get a high school a scholarship to go to college in football or something, or in baseball. All right? Maybe they're just trying to win their first powerlifting meet. Maybe they just want to get in shape so that they don't get diabetes and a heart attack. That's our audience. Our audience aren't elite athletes. And any YouTuber who thinks their audience is elite athletes, seriously, man. Seriously, you think elite athletes want to spend all their time coming to YouTube for advice? Most of them aren't. They're going to hire an elite coach. But again, if their elite coaches are being hurt in the gym, hurt on gym lifts, it might be time to reassess this, because seriously, you're going to get hurt for nothing. I understand getting hurt because you want to win. I get that. Getting hurt because you want to win. Getting hurt because you're up there competing with the best and you're trying to be the best. I get that. Getting hurt in the gym because you don't know how to deload. Getting hurt in the gym because you use moronic training protocols. That has no place in lifting. That has no place in sports. That's called stupidity. And I pity the fool that listened to them. Mr. T wouldn't listen to them, and you shouldn't either. And you, I'm not even going to go there. If you guys want to listen to Jerry, that's your own right. You do what you want to do. You guys follow who you want to follow. Listen to who you want to listen to. But really think that through when it comes to the injury thing, as far as a lot of these guys go. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.